Hello, everybody. Trump and the DOJ are officially making it real. The official lawsuits have been sent out this morning to 9 blue states for failure to hand over SNAP benefits info and for failing to allow the Trump admin to audit the voter rolls. It's officially happened from the DOJ. These lawsuits have been sent out. This is America first. We got to make sure that only Americans are on our ballots, guys. Justice is coming. Again, we've been working on this for a long time. They went through so many times of just saying, please comply, please comply. They failed to do so. Guess what? You're hit with the lawsuit. You are going to face justice if you continue to harbor illegal aliens and continue to not put America first. Also, it doesn't stop there, guys. Get the popcorn, sit back, because we are about to have a show today. Jack Smith, the guy who was used as to go after Trump, lawfare, has officially been subpoenaed this morning to appear before Congress right before Christmas, baby, to answer for his lawfare against President Trump. If he does not comply with the subpoena, he will be held in contempt with Congress and he will go to jail. If you love this, guys, hit the thumbs up like button, guys. We are finally getting it. I'm excited because, again, I love it whenever the lawsuits go out to states. They get federal funding, trillions of dollars of federal funding, and yet do not want to comply or be held accountable to the money and how it's being spent coming from yours and mine's pockets. The DOJ just sued, again, blue states for hiding voter roll data, hiding SNAP benefit data. Huge fraud, is taking place. We're about to expose it all. Some of the big ones: Minnesota, Michigan, California, Delaware, New York, Maryland, New Mexico, Washington, Vermont, failing to comply with the election data demands, SNAP benefit demands. Compliance is not optional. Election integrity is not optional. We will have free and fair elections for the midterms and for the 2028 presidency. And not only that, Secretary Brooke Rollins announced this morning that 800,000 people have been moved off of food stamps. We've officially cut them off. There were some people receiving food stamps from 6 different states. 6 different states, everybody. You want to talk about the fraud, waste, and abuse? Right there. She's got a huge plan. Again, we are going to overhaul these programs. You're going to have to re-verify if you get food stamps, SNAP benefits, to make sure that you're a U.S. citizen. If you're able-bodied, you got to work that 20 hours per week in either volunteering, either learning or going to school, or working a part-time job. This is no more just living off the government, kicking back, chilling, and letting the taxpayers take care of these lazy people. We understand if you got a disability, if you are a senior, you're good. We're talking about some 20-something-year-olds that want to play video games all day. Nuh-uh. Get your butt off the couch. Time to go to work. The Trump administration has officially also halted all immigration and naturalization immigrants from 19 third world countries. And you think that this is big, guys? Listen to this, because I'm telling you, the popcorn is going to be tasting good today for this show. This includes migrants from these nations who already passed citizenship and those who came here since January 20th of 2021. So what I just told you was that everybody from a third world country that came here during the Biden administration is about to be deported and you losing your citizenship because everything done by the Biden administration was a sham. Guys, it don't get any bigger than this. This just rolled out this morning. Also, again, we've got the Jack Smith subpoenas. We've got so much overall happening. Medicare changes are coming because remember, guys, we want them increases for our seniors that paid into the system. How are we doing that? We're kicking off the people that shouldn't have been here in the first place. If you love this, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. We got a big show for you today. I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching, to all of our subscribers and members. We are so thankful for your support. If you are not subscribed, please consider joining our family, hitting that thumbs up like button if you don't mind helping us out to grow this family. Joining our family, hitting that subscribe button so we can take care of you every day with the breaking news. Thank you to everybody that supports us in your giving. I want to give some special love to Doris Jean Hall, Troy Agina. Show Troy and Doris some love in the chat, as well as our boy Jeffrey Hatt, OG of the channel. Thank you so much, brother. Show him some love in the chat, guys. This is a big show today. Remember, on the 22nd of this month, we're donating biggest donation of the year for Christmas to the kids, helping out these people change their lives, especially these kids in these children's homes that ain't got nobody, but they got us. And again, big news, guys, because we are at the end. We've only got a couple of days. Open enrollment's about to end for Medicare. If you have not called our partner chapter, this is a free service to you. The number is 667-895-3015. Do not wait to the very end. It's getting busier. The doors are about to close. Call them. Be blessed. I promise you. We have so many amazing testimonials. People are saving thousands of dollars a year on their health care. They're getting $1,000 plus in additional benefit stipends, electricity, gas, whatnot. Do not miss out on your blessing because, again, you do not want to pay more to these healthcare insurance companies than you have to. Call them up. Tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News. It's the numbers at the bottom of the screen as well as in the description. Number is 667-895-3015. I promise they're going to take care of you. Today's a big show, guys. So much breaking news. So much is happening. And I promise you, with the DOJ suing all these states, with the Jack subpoena, with the Jack Smith subpoena, with the SNAP benefits changing, we got balloons. We got everything going on right now. The immigration change that's going to change everything. Listen to this, because I'm telling you, we're going after all these crooked people.
If we're going to investigate the Pentagon for killing terrorists, then Barack Hussein Obama needs to be investigated too. Bombs away, Barry was so trigger happy that he not only killed terrorists, he killed survivors and hundreds of innocent civilians. Obama launched a drone strike at a wedding. Not a single soldier stood up and said, I refuse to comply with this illegal order. This is a wedding, darn it. There are women and children here. What do you think would happen if the Trump administration called in an airstrike at a Venezuelan wedding?
Wow.
It'd be over. Democrats would storm the Capitol, and in their case, they'd say it was okay. Meanwhile, cartels have killed more Americans than Al-Qaeda ever did. Biden bombed a family in Afghanistan. 10 innocent people. And they just said, we messed up. The Secretary of War is not afraid of any incoming. He's taking it in stride. He posted this. For your Christmas wish list, Franklin targets narco-terrorists. Now seditious 6 Kellys crashing out.
He runs around on a stage like he's a 12-year-old playing Army. And it is ridiculous. It is embarrassing. And I can't imagine what our allies think. And last night, he's putting out on the internet turtles with rocket-propelled grenades. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Even after the story's been debunked,
we ain't playing
Democrats
around.
are now blackmailing soldiers, threatening to put them in prison if they keep following orders. Listen.
The statute of limitations for any crimes being committed now 5 years. It will extend well beyond the end of the Trump administration.
I want to show you this, guys, because I'm telling you, this is why it's so important what you're seeing on the screen right now. They tried to import voters. They're trying to use fear tactics. They're trying to control the average American with fear. Trump said, no. Heck to the no. We're not going to let the Democrats win. Look at this. The Trump administration has officially halted all immigration and naturalization for immigrants from third world countries. But not only that, everybody, this includes migrants from those nations who already passed the citizenship test and those who came in here since January 2021, the day that Biden got into office. So again, everything that happened during Biden administration with all these imported immigrants to try to make them voters, it's done with. Not only that, this is the receipt, everybody. You're seeing the policy memorandum right here. We bring the receipts. Look at this right here. Trump DOJ just sued a swath of blue states for hiding voter roll data, allowing for a potential huge fraud to take place. Guess what? If you're a blue state, you just got sued by the Trump DOJ. We're coming after you. Guys, if you love this, guys, hit the thumbs up like button. This is what we voted for. The accountability across the board is the most important thing we could ever do for the average American taxpayer. For whenever we want accountability at the voter rolls, with SNAP benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, we know every single year there's about $100 billion in fraud with Medicare and Medicaid. Who wouldn't want to clean that up? Make sure that only Americans are being taken care of. This is a losing battle on the Democrats' side every single day of the week. Donna Starino, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Show Donna some love in the chat. And Jeffrey Hat, I love it. Show Jeffrey some love in the hat, everybody. Jeffrey, some love in the chat, everybody. His name is Jeffrey Hat. Thank you so much to Veronica Miski for the super chat. Said, thank you, Lord, for protecting America, exposing the evil, and digging it with Don. Thank you so much. So you guys should outlet watch Emerald Robinson to find out about why we are in Venezuela. Joel, you need to go to the doctor. I'm taking vitamin C. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. Show them some love in the chat. Again, this right here is what we waited for, guys. Every single one of these blue states is being sued right now. We're going after these people, trying to use fear tactics. This right here, too, so big. Wait, where am I at? Where am I at? Right here. Jack Smith subpoenaed for deposition with the House Judiciary Committee. Guess what? If he fails to show up, he's held in contempt of Congress. Your butt's going to jail. We are going after everybody.
Hakeem just said anyone in the federal government carrying out the president's agenda could be facing charges, whether it's in the military, Homeland Security, ICE. They're saying next time a Democrat wins the White House, they're going to try to put you in prison.
Yeah.
Now, what's so sensitive about the cartels in Latin America that certain people are trying to protect?
Ooh.
Same thing happened in Ukraine, remember? When Trump zeroed in on Biden family corruption there, a CIA agent leaked a phone call to Schiff, and they impeached the president.
Wow.
Now Trump's zeroing in on Latin America, and CIA Slotkin is threatening soldiers, and someone in the deep state's leaking to the Post, trying to get Hegseth impeached. What kind of corruption and money are we looking at down here in Latin America that some people in our government don't want looked at? We know the CIA and USAID, they've been playing games down there for decades in the dark.
Yes.
The minute Trump takes an interest in our own backyard, not in Europe, not in the Middle East, suddenly powerful forces are trying to set him up. Very fishy. When did killing terrorists become a scandal? Democrats can let them come into our country and kill us, but we can't kill them? They're defending drug smugglers over American families. What about our rights and our lives? Biden and Trump are now top.
I want to show you what they're saying on the left-wing media outlet, guys, because, again, common sense is going to win out. This is happening more and more across left-wing media outlets. Why? Because this is the best thing about this. More people want to hear common sense. And whenever you have so many people that are saying, you know what? Why are the Democrats saying it's wrong to blow up these drug boats? Because those drugs are killing Americans. Listen to this.
You know, it's interesting to hear the media talking about this breathlessly for hours and hours when, Biden or Obama drone striked. The only thing that needed to happen was John Kirby would go on TV and say, oh, we made a mistake. We're learning from it. And nobody batted an eye. And yet now this has become the biggest. This has become the biggest story, though.
It's actually not true that no one batted an eye.
We need to see the legal opinions.
But I think the bigger story, though, is the average Trump voter looks at this and they think, why is the media breathlessly covering narco-terrorists and drug traffickers when the average American looks at this and thinks, oh, Donald Trump is actually
what I would say to the average
border.
Trump voter.
It's interesting to hear the media.
You see this, guys? Again, why is this winning out in all the news outlets? Because this type of corruption keeps popping up on the Democratic side. Democrat Representative Ilhan Omar elected to Congress in 2019. Net worth, negative $45,000. Now, 2025, net worth, $30 million. It keeps happening time and time again. We're sick of it. We want to see some dang justice. Stop. Congress people keep getting rich like nobody's business. Mr. Tracy J. Norby in the chat. Let's go, brother. Show everybody, show him some love in the chat. This right here, this is where Trump is fed up with it.
They've both held 9 cabinet meetings. But Trump's going to beat his record because he has 3 more years. We're not even sure about Biden's number because one meeting was hosted by Jill. And a major update on Jill Biden later in the show, so stay with us.
You always find something new, like, is he in good health? Biden was great, but is Trump in good health? I sit here, I do 4 news conferences a day. I ask questions from very intelligent lunatics, you people. The guy didn't do a news conference for 8 months. If I go one day, I had one day where I didn't do a news conference, there's something wrong with the president.
And you know what I love about that, guys? It's so true. I bring receipts. I love to layer on top of what you're seeing because this provides context. Look what Scott Besson said to a guy about that very same thing. Kimberly Rivas, thank you so much for the support. Show Kimberly some love in the chat.
You had what was one of the greatest scandals of all time, that the coverage of the Biden administration, Joe Biden's diminished capacity, and the cover-up.
And that's why it's probably fair to raise these questions.
Where was the New York Times? We just had a 3-hour cabinet meeting yesterday, Andrew. For 10 months, the Biden administration did not have a cabinet meeting. How are you going to invoke the 25th Amendment if the cabinet secretaries never see the president? Which they didn't. That, I hear from people in the Treasury building that I see President Trump more in a day than my predecessor saw Joe Biden in half a year. So you had what was...
See? They can't refute it, guys. They're literally on the losing side like nobody's business right now. And right now, this is where, again, too, the deep state is under attack by justice, by MAGA. We are finally winning. We're exposing all this, and this is what winning looks like.
We do it to make sure that you understand how the narrative's being set by the opposition, by the enemy of MAGA, the enemy of President Trump. You saw CNN. You see the joy. I mean, you see the exuberance. They're talking about a blue wave, and they're sitting there spiking the football. Look, the takeaway from your state is when MAGA engages, because this thing was a dead heat. In fact, we were down on the early vote. When MAGA engages over those 4 or 5 days that people worked and the communications got out there and clearer communication lines, and then the candidate, who I agree with CNN, was a terrific candidate, a combat veteran, kind of from Central Casting. When all of that got out, you had a massive blowout. As Michael Patrick Leahy told us, if you represent on game day, you're going to have a blowout. And Leahy told me beforehand, hey, I think we can win this thing by 9 or 10 points if people turn up, and people turned up. Don't look at the 13-point swing. That's not particularly relevant. What's relevant in this race, and the most important thing overall, is people's engagement in the process. When people finally got engaged in this process over the long Thanksgiving weekend, and then on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, they get out to vote, the focus in very cold, bitter weather, there was blowout numbers, which the Democrats were not expecting, on election day, on game day. This is what we're going to have to depend upon in the midterm elections. This is all about getting out low information, low propensity voters who oftentimes have, if Trump's not on the ballot, if Trump's not there, we're just not interested. We're going to have to engage those people every day.
Yes.
Now, the other part of this on the cold open was the ADP payroll number, particularly for small business. Once again, I think CNBC is just making it up. There is no evidence that anybody's put forward, and I mean hard evidence, that the tariffs are having anything to do with this maybe softening and a slight softening in small business. What I think it reinforces is the interest rate situation, and this is why President Trump's pick for the Federal Reserve, and if Powell's going to give up his seat as governor, which we'll get to later in the week, the complexity of this. Right now, I think this is about interest rates and about the way the Fed miscalculates interest rates, and Powell refuses to respond. Now, there's supposed to be another cut in December, but knowing Powell, and particularly knowing how vindictive he is against the president and MAGA and the Trump administration, I'm sure he's not going to give any guidance to additional cuts coming in 26. So what does this all mean? We have a real fight on our hands.
Yes.
The supply side tax cuts, and as President Trump said yesterday, the capital expenditures coming from those countries that have committed, I don't know, between $9 and $18 trillion somewhere to bring back, to build manufacturing plant here in the United States to avoid the tariffs, which is the point. The tariffs are a forcing function. When those kick in, and they will kick in sometime in 26, you'll start to get, massive GDP growth, massive GDP per capita growth.
All this is coming, everybody, but if we don't win the midterms, that's why this is so important. This could all be undone. Trump officially halts immigration and naturalization of immigrants from 19 third world countries. But not only that, this includes migrants who are already here, already have citizenship, who came in when Biden became president January 2021. This is why this is so important, that this lawsuit that has been put forth today. Guys, if you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, this right here, I'm telling you, people need to see this. This is one of the most important things that's going to affect our entire nation, affect the 2026 midterms, 2028 presidential election right here. These states in blue, and doesn't it seem odd that they're always a dang blue state, have been sued by the DOJ for failure to comply with the Trump DOJ, Trump admin, to hand over their voter rolls so that we can do an audit and make sure there's no dead people, make sure there's no non-citizen on there, and just make sure we have a free, fair election. They said no. What are they trying to hide? Well, they're trying to hide that they imported voters. And that's why this document that was set forth this morning by the Trump admin over citizenship and immigration services right here is so important. We're not doing this anymore. Trump is going head first to protect our elections and make sure that every single person that is a citizen, your vote counts and you don't get canceled out by somebody who's an illegal migrant or a non-citizen. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Lori Rapier, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, Merry Christmas, chat family. I love it. Show Lori some love in the chat, as well as Gina for being a member for 2 months. Let's go. Show Gina some love in the chat, as well as Camp Goer 1. Thank you so much, brother, for your support. Said, I think Omar and all who got rich with inside trading info need to be fined and stripped of these monies given to the Americans' debt. I love it. Terry Parson, thank you so much for your support. Said, God is good. Amen. And Functional Health Fitness said, God bless and keep our precious children. Keep our precious children. Let them know that they are loved. Merry Christmas. Amen. Show Functional Health Fitness, member of the channel, Terry Parsons, CamGore1, some love in the chat. Thank y'all so much for your support, everybody. It means the world to us that you support us. We're just trying to bring you the breaking news. Lots going on, guys. And that's why I love that we show you these receipts. You don't see this on mainstream media.
Jobs, wages, whatever. And I've said, hey, you may have a gap there before it totally kicks in. I think you may be seeing that gap, at least a little bit of it, on this ADP number. You saw the reason we wanted to play the Harry Enton thing in its entirety, intercut with what the Democratic candidate was saying last night, is the exuberance. The mainstream media is going to try to bury President Trump. They've tried this from the very beginning when he came down the escalator. You guys know it. You've been ringside. You have been the force that put him on your shoulders when the establishment basically stole, and the globalists stole, in the deep state stole the 2020 election for the greatest comeback in history. And this is why I think it's incumbent upon now action. You're having essentially a fist fight between Elise Stefanik and Johnson right now on the NDAA, on certain elements of it tied to intelligence and tied to Arctic frost and tied to everything that the deep state has tried to do to Trump to tear him apart. That Jamie Raskin has been able to block some things and put some other things in there, and she says it's not acceptable, and she's gone public with it. If now we ever had a clarion call for more direct action, it has to be now. And I realize President Trump now has the thing that we're blocking for immigration and, cutting off all the illegal immigrants from tax benefits, which, hey, I think most people figured we did that day one. But, hey, if we didn't, that's fine. Let's do it today. But as importantly, Bosberg, the judge, I think is refusing to come over at an invitation to testify, and I believe it's even behind closed doors of the House. It's time now to impeach him, to go after with more indictments right now against the deep state.
Yes. And again, right here, guys, this is stuff that's actually happening right now. Jack Smith's subpoena for deposition with the House Judiciary Committee. This came out this morning, everybody. Not even this morning. It literally came out like a couple minutes ago. December 17th, baby, right before Christmas. This is going to be our early Christmas present. If this dude doesn't show up, guess what? Held in contempt of Congress, your butt's going to jail. What I love is that we get them and to speak under oath with all the evidence we have now. You're going to turn it over, or we're going to get it some way, some form, some fashion. This is justice, everybody, of us finally going after the people that did lawfare against our President Trump, this dude right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Jim Barbato, let's go, brother, with the super chat. I love it. Show our boy Jim some love in the chat, as well as Ralph Campbell Mobile Welding. Let's go. Said, Lord bless you all for the children. Keep us great work, brother. Love you all. Hope you have a blessed day. Amen. Show Ralph and Jim some love in the chat, everybody. We're going after the deep state. Got to clean it out.
And this is why we have, Poso and Zier from the Pentagon. God bless the fact that, you're in Moscow, you're here, you're there, you're all these places. BB's coming to Mar-a-Lago. That's all fine. But the priority has to be here. Yes. And even there, even in these situations, it's how it relates back directly. And the taxpayer and the citizen understands we're in Moscow to try to end this war because this directly affects you. We don't have to shovel any more money in there. Or we're in Venezuela because we're tired of the drugs coming up. And also that they were in back of one of the big parts in back of the invasion of the country. Or in Israel, we're finally shutting this thing down, and it's going to become a secondary thought, as it should be. It's a sideshow to a sideshow. You got to get back to the main event, and the main event is here, and we got our work cut out for us. Please hear Harry Enton. The blue wave is building. Look at that. Look how jacked up they are, and that is on the 3rd of December of 2025. As they get any analytics at all that support their theory,
they're going to pump.
You're going to have your nose rubbed in it every day.
Every
day.
And
they're going to try to build a psychological way by convincing the American people, and particularly in convincing MAGA it's too late. This is what they tried to do in Tennessee.
Yep.
And you represented, and I mean overrepresented, on game day to lead to a blowout number, a 9-point win. Don't forget that, a 9-point win. They were hoping for something like 2 or 3.
I love it, everybody, because again, this stuff right here, every one a bit of this, you got to realize, like, we are in so much, like, we are in beast mode right now to go after the lawfare. Reason being, if we lose the 2026 midterms, we're done. Right here, Trump posts and says, any and all documents, proclamations, executive orders, memorandums, contracts signed by order of the now infamous and unauthorized autopin within the administration of Biden are hereby null, void, and of no further force or effect. This is how important it is, guys, that we are going after the lawfare. We're going after the hijack of our country. Trump ain't playing around. Everything that's happening, what you're about to see next, especially coming from Tulsi Gabbard, our director of national intelligence, is insane what's happening. If you love this, guys, if you don't mind doing us a huge favor, hitting the thumbs up like button. This is big. Listen to this, because I'm telling you, this is one more step closer to gutting out the deep state.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. I am truly grateful to be a member of your team here at this table to help support you in delivering on the promises that you made to the American people. You came in with a very clear mandate of taking on the rampant weaponization, politicization of the intelligence community and federal law enforcement, experiencing yourself, the deep state abusing their power as they have against you, your family, and so many of the American people. Bring out accountability truly for those who have abused their power, making sure that the intelligence community is supporting your efforts in keeping the American people safe, secure, and free, and being the president of peace. I'm grateful to be in this position as your director of national intelligence to support you in these efforts, and I'll cover very briefly what we've done over the last year under your leadership and what we look forward to continuing to focus on next year. First of all, under your leadership, again, we've taken on a historic effort for transparency, declassification, and exposing these abuses of power by these deep state actors. We've declassified over 500,000 documents, many of which had never been seen before by the American people, put them online to bring about this level of transparency. We formed a weaponization working group, again, to be able to go after a lot of these abuses of power that have never seen the light of day, to support the accountability that under Pam Bondi's leadership in the Department of Justice is coming about. Secondly, bring about reforms to the intelligence community to make sure that we have the most effective and efficient and focused workforce that's really working on bringing about the priorities you have laid out in ensuring our country's security. And lastly, Mr. President, working with many of our partners here around the table is going after these domestic threats. We have threats coming from both Islamist ideology as well as Islamist terrorists, foreign terrorist organizations, and those who seek to do harm to the American people, many of whom were let in across our borders under the previous administration. We are focused on these tasks and this imperative for the American people, and just appreciate your leadership, Mr. President, in empowering us to be able to conduct this service. Merry Christmas.
This is huge, everybody, because right here, this is the stuff that's happening under the Trump admin. This year, we've had the largest Medicaid fraud bust in U.S. history. We are going after such of the Medicare and Medicaid fraud like nobody's business. And that's why, again, when we show you our sponsor, guys, chapter, it is almost the end of open enrollment, meaning the doors are shut. You cannot go in and change your plan. Do not wait. Do not miss this opportunity to be blessed. This is a free service to you. This is provided by our partners chapter. The number is 667-895-3015. Number's at the bottom of the screen as well in the description. We've had people save thousands of dollars by calling them. Person literally saved almost $3,000 a year in their healthcare cost. Why? Because they call chapter. And this is the thing. The reason I do this is because it's a free service to you. I want to bring as much value to you. And after I seen that there is 5,600 plans on Medicare Advantage, that is insane. They have the software to help you out. They compare every single plan and they make sure you're taken care of. So don't miss out on the chance to be blessed. The door's about to close. They're about to shut it down. And I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity or pay more than you have to, because this right here is real. If you pay more than you have to, they're right now, we've caught them giving money to other people that shouldn't have got it. You're giving more money to this healthcare system that doesn't deserve it. You keep your hard-earned money. You pay only what you need to and get the services you only need to. That's why, again, we say call chapter. It's free. They compare all the plans. They have saved so many people on this channel thousands of dollars. Call them and you'll be blessed. The number is 667-895-3015. Number is in the description as well as the website. This is what I love, everybody. That as we take these steps forward to serve you, to help you out, we are winning. What you're about to see next is, again, this is Trump's team being so transparent to tell you exactly what's going on. Secretary Brooke Rollins over SNAP, USDA across the nation. Listen to this.
This week, we are seeing real action to restore fairness, accountability, and common sense to our food assistance programs. President Trump's vision to restore common sense reforms to SNAP or food stamps, is moving to its implementation phase. The One Big Beautiful Bill enacted revised work requirements for able-bodied adults between 18 and 64 who receive SNAP, meaning they will be required to work, to volunteer, to train, or even to study at least 80 hours a month to qualify for benefits as a floor. That's 20 hours a week and 4 hours every work day. This is about restoring dignity and responsibility.
Amen.
We're ending a system where some were taking advantage while honest, hardworking Americans foot the bill. As I have pointed out, the data shows clear misuse. Deceased individuals still receiving checks, people collecting benefits in multiple states, and so much more. This is unacceptable. And while we're talking about that, to the 21 states who have yet to send us their data, what is it that you are hiding? Let's partner together to defend the taxpayer and make sure that those who are most vulnerable among us are receiving the benefits. There is dignity in work. There is dignity in service to your community. There is dignity in career and technical education. Also, all USDA programs, including SNAP, are continuing to be under significant review to kick off any illegal immigrants receiving federal benefits.
There you go.
That means no more freebies for lawbreakers. Benefits will be preserved for citizens who follow the rules. We believe in helping Americans who play by the rules. We believe that if you are able-bodied, you should work or contribute to receive taxpayer-funded help. But we also believe that there are vulnerable Americans who need this supplemental nutrition assistance benefit for a short term to help them get back on their feet. That's only fair, and that is right. It's time we restore accountability, protect hardworking taxpayers, and make sure aid goes to American citizens, not to those who are illegally gaming the system.
That's what we voted for, everybody. When is the last dang time that you ever heard a dang Democrat speak like that? We're going to give to American citizens. We ain't got enough for everybody in the whole dang world, but we're going to make sure American citizens are taken care of. That's who you want representing America. That's representing we the people. I love it, guys. Show some love in the chat. This is big because what you're seeing on the screen, it all dovetails into this. The Trump administration officially halts all immigration and naturalization of immigrants from third world countries. 19 of them. Not only that, we're retroactively going back to the beginning day of the Biden administration and saying, guess what? You're going to be deported and you're all off of the migration. You're all losing your immigration status because everything that was happened under the Biden administration was not operated by Biden. It was operated by a shadow cabinet. And that's why this is important too. Because again, we're suing these states that fail to comply with Trump and our voter roll integrity. We want our money. And if you're not going to comply, you're losing federal funding. Clean and simple, plain and simple. Mr. Tracy J. Norby with the super chat. Let's go, brother. Said, thank you everyone for showing support here. This is one of the best news outlets to getting some facts. Send the tidy bowl guy into cleaning up Washington corrupt elements. Amen. Show our boy, Mr. Norby, OG of the channel, some love in the chat, as well as our boy Jim Barbato, OG of the family. Let's go. Show Jim some love in the chat. Guys, thank y'all so much for your support. This is, again, us winning healthcare across the board. Everything's being reevaluated. Everything's being looked at to put America first. If you love this, guys, hit the thumbs up like button. Listen to this.
Kansas Senator Roger Marshall. Senator, thank you so much for joining us this morning. A lot of Americans, even fellow lawmakers, feel the federal government has made health care more expensive with layers of mandates, regulations on the middlemen. Is scaling back Washington's role part of the answer?
Absolutely, and good morning to everybody. Look, I came to Congress to fix the cost of health care. I ran a hospital. I was a practicing physician for 25 years. I oversaw health departments. When we saw Obamacare, we knew that it was going to empower insurance companies. So Congress, your tax dollars, $150 billion a year, we're borrowing from your grandchildren to send to big insurance companies. Instead of empowering insurance companies, we want to empower you, the consumer.
Boom.
So we want to send part of that money to your healthcare savings account, but it has to be coupled with a price tags bill. Americans are great consumers. We're going to force all providers, all healthcare providers, to show you a price tag. And by the way, women make 80% of the healthcare decisions on where you're going to go. They're great shoppers. If we put money in your healthcare savings account, if we show you the price tags, Art Laffer says that's going to bring down the cost of healthcare $1 trillion. That's $1,000 a month for hardworking families.
Yeah, Senator, I mean, obviously, we're talking so much here about the common sense of it. If the federal government is going to assist people who need it to get health care, health insurance, why not give them the money directly? Let them spend it. Let Geico and State Farm and Progressive all fight for you to bundle your health insurance. But instead, we give it to health insurance companies who take 20% off the top for overhead and profit. Do you see that there's going to be any kind of bipartisan support for this, of actually letting people make decisions rather than government make it for them?
You know, I really, really do. Now, we're not going to see it here in December. December is going to be, I'm going to call it a showboat. But in January, we hope to have a bipartisan package where we're doing what you said. Rather than giving that $150 billion to big insurance companies, let's give it to consumers. Put it in their hands, couple that with price tags. And then if we allowed association plans to be sold across state lines, then a Costco or Amazon could offer some type of an association healthcare plan and have that bargaining power of a big group of people as well. So there are solutions out there, but it all starts with empowering patients, giving them price tags, giving them choices.
I think that's what Americans want, Senator, to help paint a bigger...
Let me tell you this, everybody. All this boils down to, again, the more that we take away from giving it directly to companies and trying to fix everything from the federal government, the more that this stops to happen. You got, again, Representative Ilhan Omar, elected in Congress in 2019, net worth, negative $45,000. Fast forward to today, this year, May 2025, financial disclosures show she has a net worth of $30 million. Do you want to know how that happens? Because I have no idea. It is very hard to make money. It is very hard to increase your net worth in 6 years to $30 million, especially when you're working in Congress, who you only get paid $179,000 a year. So you tell me, everybody, how does this happen? This is the type of stuff where lobbyists get involved. You have so many people across the board that benefit from it, including these lawmakers, and we're sick and tired of it. I know you are. I am. We want people to serve. Stop trying to fuel your own pockets and serve we the people. Lynn Defoe, let's go. OG of the channel. I love it. Said, Joel, it's your favorite weed. I wanted to help make a child wake up Christmas morning, knowing we all in this family cares. Thanks, Joel, for your wonderful heart. I help as much as I can. We appreciate you so much, Lynn. I am working on a special video for this month that I want to show on this channel coming from the children's homes that we give to. So I'm super excited. Hopefully we can get all the logistics together because, again, if you can see the real impact that we are making, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what it's all about. Michelle Eisner, let's go with the super chat. Says, so glad to hear the news today, especially about Jack Smith. Amen. Show Michelle and Lynn some love in the chat.
Picture, to the American people, Democrats expanded Obamacare subsidies during the pandemic. This drove up premiums, it added more government involvement, and in the long run, it's made healthcare more expensive. Walk us through the Democrat solution to this. Do they have one?
Well, it's to spend more money, right? They want to throw good money after bad money. To your point, these enhanced Biden-era tax credits are about $35 billion a year. And what it did was it increased fraud. So it created a whole group of people that aren't actually they're enrolled by name, but not really using their health care. So there's millions of people, about 35% of the people on Obamacare, around 8 million people, never even use it. They don't even know they're on Obamacare right now. So we think that there's probably $30 billion of fraud as well. So that enhanced subsidy created zero premiums. So one of our fixes is, regardless of where you're at, you need to be putting some type of skin in the game as well and address the fraud.
Senator, before we go, I got to get your reaction to this. The president's recent reveal that he received a cardiac MRI during his checkup at Walter Reed. Now, the legacy media, I mean, immediately jumped to question his health. I'm an older guy. My doctor ordered me to get an MRI, a cardiac MRI. I still haven't done it yet, so I need to get on that. But it's standard practice. I mean, to me, they ignored Joe Biden for years, and now they are just grasping at straws. Can you kind of shed some light on this? This is really normal, isn't it, for older guys?
I think it's a normal executive level type of checkup. If you went to the best wellness centers in the country, they're going to order that on people probably over the age of 65. And by the way, yeah, we all have some atherosclerosis already starting to build up, some aging process, just like you would see arthritis in the joints. But I can tell you, my interactions with the president, I'm a pretty hard worker. I'll work 100, 110 hours a week. He outworks me. He's the first person I've ever known that works harder than I do. He runs around that golf course. He goes through staff members, several groups of them each day. He's in incredible shape right now. And you talk about sharp. He's playing 4-dimensional chess right now with.
He is. He is making some big moves, guys. And again, I know this is what I'm telling you, it's gonna be an early Christmas present. But Jack Smith subpoenaed for deposition with House Judiciary Committee. Guess what? He doesn't show up and he doesn't testify. He doesn't go under oath with the House. He's held in contempt of Congress. He's going to jail. Because all this stuff, guys, that we're showing you, this matters of how much it affects what's going in your pocket, what's happening across this nation, because the deep state will continue to try to tax us into oblivion. Guys, let me tell you this. This is why I hate so much of these regulations and what you're about to see next when it comes to the taxes that we pay. You pay taxes when you work. You pay taxes when you buy things. If you buy a car, you got to pay taxes on it. You sell that car, you got to pay taxes on it. You pay taxes when you die. You pay taxes when you gift money. It's the dumbest thing in the world. But I have to tell you this because I got an email this morning from my security. I have a security system for my house, right? I have to now get a permit for my home that's on a security system that I pay to for them to call 911 if somebody breaks into my house. I literally have to pay a fee now to my local government because my security system is going to dial a number to the police or to the fire department, whoever, if something was to happen. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Like you get charged now. I pay local taxes. I pay property taxes. I pay all of it. But now I've got to pay taxes just to have a security system to call. This is how ridiculous things are getting whenever you have so much regulation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Big stuff is happening, especially with this. Listen to this.
Account initiative. Michael Dell and his wife Susan have committed more than $6 billion so parents can open tax-advantaged investment accounts for their children.
Boom.
The pledged funds will cover 25 million children ages 10 and under.
Wow.
We're making a $6.25 billion investment in America's kids.
Sorry, guys. It's got the music, but they're donating in partner with Trump's $1,000 accounts to help grow America. The next generation.
While holiday spending is off to a strong start, it is expected to top $1 trillion, but buy now, pay later loans just hit a new record of $20 billion. So the affordability relief race is on. Let's start with the Trump accounts. I think that's very interesting. Taylor, you are like rubbing your hands like you are just ready to jump into this. I was actually going to go to Dagan first, though, because
No, you should go to
fine.
Taylor.
I will just go to Taylor. See, I listen to your
I
instructions.
qualify for it. Dang it, Brian.
Well, this is what I was thinking.
This is different, right?
Well, okay, so let's talk about it, because you don't have an objective viewpoint on this, because you do qualify. The Dell's getting involved. I think the money that they're contributing is for kids who don't qualify as of January 1st, 2025, but could be up to 10 years of age. Okay. What do you think? I want to know your thought. We're going to go around.
I've come full circle on this one. Okay. At first, I didn't like the idea of these Trump accounts because it felt kind of like baby bond-ish, where it was like just a full redistribution of wealth and just let's give kids a handout who are underprivileged or because of systemic racism or whatnot. What I like about this is it has hints of baby bond-ish, but to me, this feels like we're actually trying to set kids up for financial freedom in the future. The only barrier in the Trump account is 2025 through 2028 is when the child is born. Everyone qualifies. And what I love about this, we talk all the time, school systems are not teaching financial literacy.
Yep.
Kids grow up, adults grow up, they do not understand the importance of compound interest. Jackie, you've talked about if you're a late contributor to your 401k, you have missed out on all that compound interest right when you were 22 if you just put 10 bucks into your 401k. So this, to me, is trying to help solve some of that. Financial freedom, let it grow until they're 18, and let people really experience the benefits of compound interest. So I've come full circle. I didn't always love the baby bond-ish hints to it, but I like the idea that we're trying to help set up generational wealth to those kids who were born in the last couple years or so.
So can I throw...
Guys, this is what's so important about this, is it's about setting the, again, Social Security has been created as a joke. And it's a joke right now because they're talking about it being insolvent by 2033. Okay? You create this and you start this now, you put it into the private market, it will blow Social Security out the water. If the average American put into Social Security what we pay into now over the course of their lifetime, when they retire, they'd have like $2.5 million. You know how much you get if you put in the average amount in Social Security? You get like $1,100. Okay? That's the difference. $1,100 a month versus you could be getting $100 and some thousand a year, which is essentially is like $7,500 a month versus $1,000 a month. Everything that Trump's doing, he's a businessman. This dude knows what he's doing. If you love this, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, this is what we voted for of common sense when it comes to business practices of utilizing the greatest economy in the history of the world, the U.S. economy, to make our generation and the next generation exponentially wealthy. Dave B, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Say, keep up your great work, Joel. God bless. God bless you, Dave B. Show Dave B some love in the chat, as well as Lynn Defoe. Don't forget to show Lynn some love in the chat, because already, in this, what you're about to see here, Trump is raising the average American livelihood up exponentially.
Oh, you know, the first term of Trump, which you're looking at there on the chart, saw enormous gains in income, and especially look at that compared to what happened under Biden, the blue bars. I mean, so Trump families saw a big increase in their incomes under Trump. And by the way, that doesn't even include the value of their 401k plans that went up very considerably, both in Trump's first term and so far in his second term. So far in the first 10 months of this year, the median family income is up by about $1,200. That's after inflation, Lauren. So that means that their wages and salaries have gone up faster than inflation. So, you know, the first term of Trump...
The numbers don't lie, guys. This is big. This is what we're seeing. It's the Trump effect. And what I love is, again, the more that we dig into this, the more that we're starting to see that, dang it, man, what Trump is doing is making such a huge difference. Listen to this.
Okay, that was a lot. So I'm going to start with the
I want to give you a smorgasbord of things that you could choose
I'm going to start with the Dell of it all.
Okay.
I think it's incredibly generous on behalf of the Dells to be able to, you know, do this, provide this kind of, but when you have that kind of wealth, the problem becomes it almost becomes problematic on how to give it away. So obviously this is something that is supportive of the Trump type of initiative. And so you see where I'm going with that. I'll just leave that there. I want to build on what Dagan was talking about for a moment, because the problem that I I have with this is, you know, at least Medicare and Social Security, we have paid into. They managed to completely mismanage it anyway, but at least it was incentivizing work, right?
Yes.
We've been talking about this mentality in this country about how hard work is supposed to lead to building wealth, to investing, and that is the model. But we're straying from that model, as Dagan brings up the idea of these entitlements, or you bring up this idea of universal basic income. We are straying from the hard work model. Now, when you think to homes, and we'll talk about real estate more in the program, why people aren't investing in homes, they're investing in the stock market right now, is because you can't really make the money you used to be able to make in homes, because at some point, everybody got into buying a home. The government also furnished that and pushed there a little bit and kind of ruined the housing market with respect to prices and what you can get out of that home as a nest egg. So now what's everybody doing? They woke up during the pandemic and they said, we need to be invested in stocks. And so every month, as Charles points out when he comes on the show, your piece of your paycheck is going into your 401k or going into your IRA. Other people are investing as retail investors. We just keep pouring more and more money into this. Now you're going to take this $6.5 billion, give it to parents with kids. They're going to pour that money into the market. And we've been talking for weeks about bubbleliciousness in these asset classes. This is how it happens. And so I'm not saying that these markets shouldn't be accessible to all, but if we go back to the old model, which was hard work, save up some money, invest what you can, people were doing it in a slower fashion than they are now. Now it's like just cascading into these asset classes, and it's going to create a problem when that bubble bursts.
Give us like 20 minutes. We are going to dig into this housing versus stock market conversation. I want to add one last thing for you, Katrina, and that is Black Friday spending, Cyber Monday spending, all the spending happening right now. We were talking about before the show. Man, I mean, it's now we hit probably records most years, okay, but it's stronger than people expected. We're talking about affordability, how stretched consumers are. What does it tell you about the real affordability issue in
It's
America?
so confusing to me because I'm in the real estate industry, which we'll get into later, and so I hear about the affordability issues there, but then I'm guilty. I went out Black Friday, I went to Restoration Hardware Outlet because we were discussing before the show that even if I was a billionaire, I just love bargains. It's like a game to me, right? So I went to Burlington, Ross, TJ Maxx, and I'm never that Black Friday shopper, but my mom dragged me with her. She's a bit of a shopper.
Okay.
And I was so surprised at how packed the stores were. People were in the holiday spirit. They were buying. The lines were long. I bought a piece of furniture at Restoration Hardware, and I saw so many young families they're buying. So I'm a little bit, again, it's just so confusing, right? Because you see people spending, but then they're complaining about housing, which they should be because property taxes and insurance. And one thing I want to add too is I'm on this app called Neighborhood app. I don't know if you all have it, but in Florida, I use it a lot. And everybody on there is complaining about the cost of utilities. Yeah. And, you know, the cost of energy has gone down, right? But still, our utility bills continue to go up. So that's a very interesting factor in the housing market in Florida that I'm noticing.
Yeah, let me tell you this, y'all. Was I shopping on Black Friday? No. I was working, and then I went and had my second Thanksgiving with my family because Thursday we had it with my in-laws, and then Friday we had it with my family. But a lot of what you're seeing, affordability across the board, lots of things are changing. Lots of people are spending money. It's because of deregulation. This right here changes everything, what you're about to hear when it comes to the affordability in America.
Mr. President, last time I was here, I said that the amount of dereg that we had for regulatory was 30 to 1. Since then, it's up to 48 to 1.
48 to 1.
10 to 1, which...
Sorry, guys.
I said that the amount of dereg that we had for regulatory was 30 to 1. Since then, it's up to 48 to 1. Your goal had been 10 to 1, which was in excess of 6 to 1 in the first term. It's actually much higher than that, but I made my team redo the threshold a little bit because it sounded so unbelievable. But the amount of work that's being done with this entire team is astronomical. And another detail in that is that when we propose a rule, some of the biggest ones that you care the most about don't go into that count until they are finalized. So next year we should be even more eye-popping. One of those to talk about is the federal acquisitions regulations, which you gave us a charge 6 months ago to dramatically reduce. In 6 months, we've lowered it by 25%, 500 pages, 2,700 mandates, which is a third of the mandates. That's going to lead to savings, competition, and speed. So probably $40 billion for the agencies in savings over the course of 10 years. When we get up and running, it'll be north of between 200 and $400 billion. Competition, about 45% of government bids only have one bidder. So you got no competition in that situation. That will now change, and then we're just getting faster, months, and hopefully we turn it into years, which means you all around this table can buy things that you need quickly, and that you have better vendors to come, many of them small businesses who want to participate in the federal procurement process. So making all sorts of improvements on that front is very exciting.
That is amazing, everybody. Did you hear that? Again, this is where people in Congress get so wealthy, everybody, because let me tell you this, when these people own companies, and you just heard there's 40% of government contracts, 40% of them, okay, that have only one bid, meaning it goes, there's only one person competing for that business, and we're talking about billions of dollars, guys, that is goes out in government contracts every single year. I'm about to show you the actual amount. And again, what you're about to see next, this is where all this corruption comes from. If we don't have competition in the job market for the government contracts, we just pay whatever one person says it costs. We lose money. We pay more than we should. That's whenever you heard of $20,000 hammers, $10,000 toilets. These people get all rich. It's insane. Jim Barbato, let's go, brother, with the super chat. I love it. Show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. OG of the channel. If you love this, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, listen to this, because we are shutting off the money spigot. Listen to this.
Lawsuit for fraudsters. Somali pirates in Minnesota looted us for $1 billion with a B. And that doesn't count all the welfare we handed out after importing them here. And now it's time for a refund.
You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walsh either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's both, sir. We're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back.
The Somalis are upset that the free money and fraud are coming to an end.
We need leaders who will invest in our neighbors, not attack them. The Somali community in Minnesota is a backbone of the state.
Really? We've invested plenty. Billions were stolen. We don't owe the Somalis anything.
Let me show you this. Again, I'll bring you the receipts, everybody. Key breakdown. In 2024, a total of $775 billion were spent on government contracts, okay, and services. $775 billion. 40% of these are with only one bid, meaning you just like slow math, $300 billion gets spent out, only goes to one person, no bid contracts. It's just one person bidding it. It's easy money. This is the type of stuff of how a lot of these people get rich. It's insane.
Now, Tim Walsh is under investigation by the Treasury Department and Congress.
They need to focus on the war crimes that are coming up. They need to focus on making life more affordable. They need to focus on the issues they're dealing with. But this is a president in spiral doing nothing to make life cheaper for Minnesotans or Americans.
So Walsh lets pirates plunder his booty and he thinks Trump's spiraling?
I think the man's a grossly incompetent man. I thought that from the day I watched JD destroy him in the debate. I was saying, who is more incompetent, that man or my man? I had a man and he had a man. There's something wrong with him, okay? There's something wrong with him.
Democrats in Minnesota are panicking. The money's drying up and their biggest voting blocs going adios. The pirates donated thousands to the mayor of Minneapolis. And now he's telling ICE to leave the Somalis alone. He also said this.
To our Somali community. Daman Shabka, Somalied Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Ku Janila Hai, Waan, Ku Gereb, Taganahan.
We don't speak Somali, but he probably didn't say, give us the money back. Ilhan Omar also got donations from the scammers. So the Somalis stole money from taxpayers and donated it to Democrats. Huh. And the Democrats never looked into this. Huh. And she's not the only one. Minnesota's AG, Keith Ellison, was supposed to be stopping the fraud, but he was caught on tape talking to the crooks 1 month before the FBI raided their headquarters. They said government agencies were racist, and the Attorney General said he'd make a call.
Just getting the question, just getting the inquiry from the AG is sometimes enough to make people knock it off.
And then they started talking cash.
And we are willing to put our money where our mouths are in that sense, helping elected officials that are interested in protecting communities of color specifically.
You gotta be kidding me.
So Ellison said this meeting isn't about money. But a few weeks later, donations were dropped into his account. And now he's playing the race card.
He wants us pointing fingers at each other while he and his cronies run a scam on America. Weaponizing negative stereotypes and racism against our neighbors is morally wrong.
White people get blamed for stuff their ancestors did hundreds of years ago. But you're not allowed to punish Somalis for ripping us off today?
Wow.
If we're so bad, why is everybody trying to come here?
Boom.
Maybe it's because their country's not so great.
You want to know why, guys? Let me tell you this. If a Somalian, like Representative Ilhan Omar, can come to the United States, get citizenship, have a net worth of negative $45,000, and within 6 years be worth $30 million, that's why they do it. Right here is the actual evidence. Guys, go fact check me. It's all in the public records. Here's the financial disclosure report. Okay. Starts a business, is a partner in a business and whatnot. It's just insane how much this actually happens every single day. We're exposing it all. We're going to hold them accountable, guys. Again, these states are being sued across the board. I promise you, when we clean all this stuff up, I would not doubt it that we are a 70-30 country. 70% red, 30% blue. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching. If you're not a part of the family yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We appreciate you so much. And thank you to everybody who hits a thumbs up like button. It really does grow our voice. Don't forget, everybody, we want you to be blessed. We partnered with this company chapter. Open enrollment for Medicare is almost done. The door's about to close. Don't miss your chance. They have helped so many people on this channel, real people, save thousands of dollars in healthcare costs. And you can be blessed too. The number is 667-895-3015. The number's in the description. We got too many testimonials, too many blessings. We want you to be taken care of, and that's why we partner with them. Guys, there is 5,600 Medicare Advantage plans out there. How do you know which one's the best? The average person doesn't. They have the software that can do it to help and take care of you. And that's what I want to see, more Americans being blessed. You paid into the system. You deserve to be taken care of. Excuse me. Again, the number is 667-895-3015. Want to give some special love to those that have given today. Remember, on the 22nd of every single month, we're donating to a local charity live on stream. This month's our biggest one of the year, guys, because again, such a big blessing when we partner with you in your giving. Jeffrey Hatt, thank you so much, brother, for your support. We appreciate you so much. Show Jeffrey Hatt, OG of the channel, some love. Donna Storino, thank you so much. Linda Foe, OG of the channel, I love it. Digging It with Dawn, thank you so much. Veronica Miskey, Kimberly Rivas, Lori Rapier, Gina, Campgoer1. Show them some love in the chat, as well as Terry Parsons, a Functional Health Fitness. Thank you so much for your support. Our boy Jim Barbato, OG of the channel. Mr. Tracy J. Norby, Ralph Campbell Mobile Welding, I love it. Thank you so much for your support. Michelle Eisner, Dave B. Thank y'all so much. Show them some love in the chat. Thank you so much for sharing our videos on X, on Facebook. It means the world to us. We're here to serve you. We love you, appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.